Welcome back to Against the Cage. I'm Scott Fontana here with the former Bellator welterweight champion, current PFL welterweight, Jason Jackson. Hey, I want to dive in to the reason why we're talking right now. Big news this week. You will be part of the PFL welterweight field for this year's tournament, which replaces the old season structure. How did you come to be a part of this eight-man field, and were there any other options for you with PFL other than this?
With Bellator going down and under, you think about who is the rightful person or opponent to stick into that opponent. It's me. There's no better fighter in Bellator welterweight than myself. You and I know that. So, I'm gonna take full advantage of it.
For sure, for sure. And there's a Bellator feel to this, right? Because a lot of familiar names from your Bellator days in the field. Andrei Koreshkov, Logan Storley, you're all former champions or interim champions. What's your take on the level of competition in this bracket?
I'll beat them all if they come on, if they stand across the cage for me. Beating them all, every single one of them, winning this tournament, get that belt, and get the funds that come with it.
Have you been looking forward to any of these names? Because again, you've all come from the same place, so
Prescott,
they're not
Prescott,
familiar.
Prescott, Prescott, for sure.
Hmm.
Been on my radar a few times. Went in the
Of course.
Bellator field, but for some reason, somehow, I leaped over him.
And the funny thing is, though, because obviously you and Logan Storley, you have Killcliff ties. What's the dynamic between you guys going into this field, and how might that play out?
Well, like I said, Logan is a great fighter and a great guy. I have no ill will against him, but he's on the other side of the bracket, so that would be more championship.
Right, right. So do you know who you're matched up against yet? Who is that?
But like I said, I could have a great feeling or whatnot, but I'm not sure. It could be anybody. If I'm a former champion, you got another former champion there, I would think that would make sense.
Sure, sure, absolutely. Now, so obviously, there's five welterweights in this field, top 50 or so worldwide. That's a really good, strong field here. There's also a couple of prospects, including PFL Europe winner Florim Zendelli. I don't know how much you're familiar with some of these other, let's say, non-Bellator, non-established PFL guys, but do you have a preference of who you'd like to fight, or do you really want to jump out there and get Koreshkov first?
I don't have any preference because my mind is focused on winning the whole damn thing, no matter what I have to do. Even if it's just one leg, one arm, one eye, I'm winning it.
I like it. I like it.
I'm winning it.
Uh, you are the highest ranked welterweight in this field as well. Obviously, you were the last Bellator champion as well. This is an always tricky question, but I'm curious if you can look aside of yourself, who do you believe to be the fighter to beat?
To beat or be.
To beat, if it's not you, who is the one who's like, oh yeah, okay, I can understand why they think he might win.
Oh, a fighter to beat. Uh
Yeah.
oh, I only know the three that you just mentioned.
Oh, you're not familiar with the field. Okay, so
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
we've got these guys.
three
I
you
wasn't sure
mentioned
if you
it.
knew some of them. Okay.
No.
So we've got Magomed Umalatov, established PFL veteran here. And again, a lot of these guys are prospects as well. So there's a little bit of this mix here. But out of those guys, I mean, you know some of these guys. I mean, who seems
Yeah, all
like
of them
kind
are
of the
fun
toughest
fight.
out?
They are a fun fight to me
Mhm.
because this not gonna just take all brute strength to win this. You're gonna need a little finesse and fun and relaxing. And I didn't show that my last fight, my first two rounds. So that's what I'm leaning on more of being myself and being a little more relaxed and going out there and having fun. And be broody when it's time to be broody and gritty.
Is that what went wrong in in that fight you were talking about?
1,000%.
Hmm.
1,000%. That's what went the mental part of it kind of caught up to me. Just like I did with every other human being before me that tried to, I said, define the odds on certain circumstance.
Now, what kind of adjustments do you make though, knowing that that's what it is? How do you prepare going forward?
First thing I had to do, take a deep step back and just kind of um how would you say it? Kind of study myself. That's the first thing I did. I studied, I look for the problem within myself and see where I went wrong and kind of assess it and work on new things and spending time growing outside the family as far as not outside the family, outside the gym, which is my family, and teaching my son, my kids, them, the way of being a better human being because that's all that count at the end of the day is the good that you do and the good that you left on this earth. Nobody really don't remember nothing else but that. Not how much money you won, not how much title you win, not how much time, not none of that doesn't matter. It's always just the good.
For sure, for sure. Now I want to go back to Umalatov here because he's an ATT guy. Obviously, there's no love lost between your two gyms. You go all the way back to the Ultimate Fighter season against them as well. Do you have any thoughts on Umalatov?
Oh yeah, he's a good fighter. And I watched them fight. And we were supposed to be matched up in Saudi Arabia. And Ray Cooper actually had to step up and take that fight, but he wasn't ready within himself, as in he had to get weight cut and all that good stuff going. But I like him as a person and as a fighter, and he's a good sportman. So that right there will be a good, fun, competitive fight.
Okay, okay. Now, had you been hoping to get back in there a little sooner since losing that fight, or is this about when you were hoping to get back?
No, no, I was fiending. I wanted that Lorenzo Larkin. They gave it to the other guy. I wanted that Lorenzo Larkin. I wanted anything just to show them that they messed up on me, that they did me wrong, why I couldn't be myself that night and fulfill my obligation. They interfered with that.
Are you getting impatient then, sitting here on the sidelines, not being able to quite fight? Obviously, you've got something set now, but it's been a while. Were you getting a little anxious?
Yeah, and I had to work on patience. Like I said, it forced me to work on patience.
And how is that going?
It's going great because I'm doing more jiu-jitsu and I'm going in to the gym with a white belt. I don't want nobody to tell me I'm this, I'm that. I don't want to go in there with a competitive feeling. I just want to go in there and hang out with the older folks them that are working on patience. So I'm working on that because patience is the key. Same one, time is the master. Timing is the master. Patience is the key.
Hey, I've been in one of those white belts too. I understand how it goes. It's definitely humbling, right? Even going
Hey,
against newbies like that, like you still learn some stuff, right?
yeah, it just shows you once you bring your pride and your ego down, there's something to learn.
Absolutely, 100%. Now, what's funny though is that you're a Bellator guy, right? Former Bellator. It is closed up now. But Bellator started many years back with tournaments. They had the Grand Prix near the end. You didn't. There wasn't quite one for you guys yet, but now you're here, and they switch from PFL doing seasons to a tournament. How do you feel about kind of getting to experience this format?
I feel great because now I know on paper y'all have to give me a fight if I
Mhm.
win. I don't have to sit and say, when is my next fight? Oh, y'all, no, y'all have to. By law, it's said on paper, I sign it. So there's no argument about nothing of me being busy or inactive or something of that nature. Yeah. Yeah, in that nature.